yourself. But where to put you?
Not Slytherin. Not Slytherin.
Not Slytherin, eh? Are you sure? You could be great, you know. It's all here in your head. And Slytherin will help you on the way to greatness. There's no doubt about that. No?
Please.
Well, if you're sure, better be Gryffindor!
Hey howdy hey, wizards and witches, Wolfman 407 Dash here. So, let's talk about what if Harry was sorted into Slytherin in the Harry Potter / Wizarding World universe. So, first of all, a bit of background for you. So, as we know from the very first year that he spends at Hogwarts, which I'm just going to call, we get a glimpse that he might have been sorted into Slytherin. Basically, the sorting out was doing its things, sort of deciding where each person will go, because that's part of how Hogwarts do things. They have to be sorted into one of 4 houses, each house being named after the founders of Hogwarts. And Harry eventually ended up in Gryffindor, but he did do a thing that no other student has done, which is convince the sorting out not to put him into a particular house, which was Slytherin. Now, the thing about Slytherin is that even though most people would say it's one of the only house that is quote unquote evil or bad or whatever, it's actually not. It's actually just another Hogwarts house. Just because people are sorted in there and are frowned upon by everybody else, it doesn't mean that everybody in that house is bad, as proven in the video games Hogwarts Legacy and Hogwarts Mystery, where you do get to befriend a few characters that are in Slytherin, and you can even play as a Slytherin yourself. So yeah, but I guess where people are sort of trying to, well, actually no, I don't know why I'm saying that. Let's talk about it. So there's a few different outcomes and ways that Harry being a Slytherin would play out. Like some would say that if he was a Slytherin, he could be befriending Draco Malfoy, and as such they become a formidable force, and it would eventually mean that Voldemort would win a follower over more than an ally. But then it could be a case of how Harry wanting to be more closer to Voldemort and therefore be able to fulfill the prophecy, you know, kind of like how Anakin Skywalker in Star Wars ended up becoming Darth Vader, but in the end managed to bring back the light side inside him and fulfill his destiny. So in a way it's kind of like that. So that's how that scenario would play out. Then there's another scenario where Harry would not even kill Voldemort, even think about killing Voldemort, and would instead just be an ally to him, just a follower. But then there's already a prophecy, and most prophecies do need to be resolved and all that stuff. I mean, I guess some prophecies can be broken, but yeah, because you know, even though Harry is a so-called chosen one, as it were, some theories have sort of pointed out that Neville Longbottom could also be a chosen one as well, because so everything that happened in Harry Potter would so Harry would join Slytherin, but it would be Neville Longbottom that would be the one that would be doing all the stuff Harry Potter is doing in that case. And then there's just that one scenario where he's sort of in a Slytherin, but nothing really changes from the films. He just carries on as he is, and it's a case of he still has his friends. He still does all the stuff that happens in the films. It's just he's in a separate house and is treated a bit differently from Draco and Professor Snape's perspective. So yeah, it's a case of if Doctor Strange existed in the Harry Potter universe, he would find several billion scenarios of what would happen if Harry was sorted into Slytherin, and that's just three that I've talked about already.
Strange, we all right? Be back, you're all right.
Hey, what was that?
Went forward in time to view alternate futures, to see all the possible outcomes of the coming conflict.
How many did you see?
14,605,000.
How many did we win?
One.
Talked about already. Yeah, and honestly, Harry has the qualities of a Slytherin inside him anyway. I mean, most characters in the Harry Potter universe do sort of contain qualities from other houses, despite the house that they are in. But I don't know if I want to go into all that. But in Harry's case, he can speak Parseltongue like most Slytherins can. He has shown signs to be a bit cunning, and does appreciate it when his friends sort of help him in various situations. So he is kind of resourceful in a way there. But yeah, he definitely owns the Gryffindor house for sure. As in, he owns how he was sorted there, and he even said to the sorting hat that he felt the sorting hat was wrong in thinking of putting him in Slytherin. But it is what it is. Another thing to bear in mind, keeping in mind that Daniel Radcliffe is a very attractive person, probably not as attractive now, but well, actually no, it's debatable how you see him. But anyway, he being part of Slytherin might make him even more attractive. His character, that is, because Slytherins, they come from a sort of higher class, whatever thing, and being evil or bad or just full of themselves can be an attractive thing, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, it's hard to really sort of figure this out, I'll be honest. But I think overall, I think it was the right call for Harry to be sorted into Gryffindor, because he's with his friends, he's got the courage, and even though he does have the qualities of a Slytherin, he can still do what he needs to do. And he even lost the ability to speak Parseltongue after Voldemort destroyed that Horcrux inside him, albeit unaware that that Harry was a Horcrux. So yeah, that is how it is. I'm just trying to think if there's anything else to say. Some other characters in Harry Potter who are good in Harry Potter have been in Slytherin. Hagrid, for example, was in Slytherin. Professor Snape was, of course, in Slytherin. I know Draco Malfoy technically was bad for most of the time, but kind of towards Half-Blood, from Half-Blood Prince onwards, he does sort of show signs that he is sort of not wanting to be bad or evil anymore, and is sort of questioning his allegiance to various factions and sides and so forth. So there's that. And then in the video games, you got at least a few Slytherins in both Hogwarts Mystery and Hogwarts Legacy that don't really show that many signs of being a typical Slytherin who's full of themselves and stuck up and all that. I think it's just a misconception with the films that that so many people watch the films, assume Slytherin is bad, that they just assume that they are the worst house to be in. But I find it ironic that even though some depictions of them make them out to be stuck up, full of themselves, and think they're high and mighty, they actually live in the lowest part of Hogwarts, which is the dungeons. So whereas the Ravenclaws are probably quite high up, and Hufflepuffs and Gryffindor are kind of in the middle. So it's kind of a strange sort of ironic feeling that even though they are a house that thinks very little of the other houses. They are quite low in the castle. So yeah, I think out of all the Slytherins that are there, I mean, there's only a very few that I actually know, and I think Draco, Malfoy, Hagrid, and Snape are definitely the best ones, because they all have redeemable qualities, and they all able to redeem themselves in the end. Although Hagrid is not really a bad or evil person to begin with. He's quite a nice person, but he does sort of hold a few secrets. He is sort of a man that does hold a few secrets that he does eventually have to bring out to characters, because, you know, he just can't keep a secret to himself. So in that sense, he does kind of redeem himself, in that he does help Harry and his friends more often, even though his role is kind of sort of made more limited as the films go on. Like in the film universe, he appears a lot in the first two films. He does have a sort of supporting role in the third film, and then doesn't really appear that much in the rest of the films, especially in Order of the Phoenix, where he's not in it until like the second half of it, and all the rest of it. But yeah, that's how I feel about Harry being sorted in Slytherin. It could happen. It's a great what if scenario, and it does have a lot of multiple outcomes that you could probably think of. And I've just talked about 3 of them, and all the other stuff as well. I should address why I'm technically not wearing much. Well, Harry Potter did at one point have a scene where it's implied that he may have been naked in the prefect's bathroom in the 4th film, which I will admit is actually a guilty pleasure of mine, because I do have a sort of thing for Daniel Radcliffe. I know he was sort of a teenager at that point, and therefore it's probably not a good idea for me to show attraction to him, but he is good looking, and nowadays he's muscular and everything. I'll be honest, I actually find him more attractive then than I do with his current body as it is now, but that is just me. And I'm only saying this because in case some of you don't know, I'm pansexual, so I like men and I like women. I like all people. Don't really care of some things, as long as the personality's there. It's great, but you know, I do like some muscles, and I do like some curves as well. So yeah. Anyway, thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more of my videos, hit the subscribe button, which should be somewhere. I upload videos at 1 PM BST/GMT, depending on the time of the year. And if you want to leave a like, share with your pals, and leave a comment wherever the thing is nowadays. They keep changing it every so often, I must admit. See you in the next one. Peace to you all. J.K. Rowling needs to really, not really make too many comments about certain things, because we live in a different world now since your books came out. Just move on and all that. And yeah, I just think she sucks at universe building, but that's just me. But it is just a sort of statement that I do share with my sister as well. Wish rest in peace. So yeah, alright. Doodles.
Harry Potter is dead!